My name is Aryan Nehra and I'm a swimmer from India. I joined BISP in March 2017. It's very different. I think the biggest part is that my swimming and academics go hand in hand much better compared to back home where I have to travel around a lot. So I spend a lot of my time in a car and that's kind of time being wasted, you know. I wake up, I go to training, I have to go back home to have breakfast, then to school, then back home, then again to the pool and so on. Whereas here I can kind of just walk from one place to the other. It's just a couple minutes of commuting each day. So I think that saves a lot of time and I'm able to get things done much better. Well, to be honest, it was kind of like a long shot approach. At the time that I applied for BISP, I was actually on my way to another place to train. And my father and I just decided to apply here in case I do get in. After I spent 3 months at that place for a training camp, I would come here. We weren't really expecting for me to get in, but whilst I was in that 3-month training camp, we found out that I was accepted in and it was quite a surprise. So yeah, that was really good for me. I didn't actually know anyone at BISP. A coach that I knew recommended the place to me, but he didn't know the coach here or anything personally. He'd just been here. He'd had his team here for a training camp a long time ago, so he knew about the place. And I did know one of the swimmers here because I'd met her. Her name was Kimiko. So I knew her because I'd met her at a meet, and she told me a bit about the place, and yeah, that's all. Well, I think life as a high-performance athlete is certainly quite demanding, and definitely anyone who manages to go through their high school years as a high-performance athlete, it's a really big achievement just managing to get through school, and especially IB. Those last 2 years of high school are really stressful for each student as it is, and just adding sports on top of that and all the commitment and stuff that goes into being a high-performance athlete. It's a lot, but I think at the end of the day, it's a really rewarding and fulfilling experience. Now that I'm done with life as a high schooler and as a high-performance athlete here, I look back upon my time and it's been great. Most days would involve waking up around 5-ish for training. I'd get up, come over to train, finish training, have breakfast, be at school about 7:30-ish, ready to start the day. And then I'd have lunch and stuff during school. Once school was over, I'd go straight to the pool, 4-ish, have another 2-hour session. From there on, I'd go straight to dinner and I'd be back at boarding around 6:30, 7-ish. Then I'd have an hour and a half for prep. Then after that, I'd get ready for bed. I think from my perspective, I only really know much about how it would be great as an athlete. As an athlete, definitely, I would say it's much better being a boarder. Like I said before, it saves a lot of time in commute, and for athletes, that's really a big issue, not just because it's time being wasted, but because after most sessions, you want to fuel up and have some food. You don't want to spend half an hour in a car getting back home before you can get food. The best part is after both my sessions in the morning and the evening, I can go and have a big meal straight after. So that's really great for my body and stuff. So I'll be going to the University of Florida in Gainesville, Florida in the United States this year. The university counseling really helped me decide how I want to narrow down my choices. They helped me gain a better understanding of the campuses I was looking at, especially because I wasn't able to visit any of these campuses when I was considering my options. I was able to gain some contacts and find out some more about each of these campuses and universities and what it's really like being there without me actually being able to go there and visit the university itself. So that really helped me narrow down my choices to a couple, and then after that I just looked at which was the best for me swimming-wise. I swim a lot of sessions in the week, obviously. There's some which a fewer number of us swim. One of them was Tuesday mornings. And I think that was a really special memory because I used to get to swim that with a very close friend of mine. It only used to be me, him, and a couple others. And sometimes it would just be me and him. And that set was the kind of stuff that he and I were both very good at. most of the other times I'd be doing my own thing because I'm a distance freestyler and he's a backstroker. But those Tuesday mornings were really something special that we had, and that was something I really loved. I'd have to say there were two. One was when I managed to qualify for the World Champs. I was 15 at the time, and I just got under the qualifying time required for World Champs in 2019, just by a second or so in an event that's almost 16 minutes long. That was a really, really nice feeling, and because of that, I got to go on and get the experience at World Championships. That was great for me. And also a couple months before that, before I turned 15, I managed to get one of the fastest times in that year as a 14-year-old in the 1500. I was ranked 4th in the world for my age. That was the best I've ever been ranked for my age, so that was amazing as well. Well, swimming-wise, definitely, I think BISP offers a great coach, great facilities, and a great swim team. I think for any swimmer coming in from anywhere, that's something that's going to be really useful for them. As for school and boarding, I think definitely just having it all together in one place is just the best part of it all. And the fact that the swimming aspect of a swimmer's life and the school, they can actually kind of communicate together because they're at the same place. Your coach knows your school department staff and stuff, so they can actually communicate together and make life a bit easier for you, especially when you're going off on meets and you're going to miss some school and stuff. So there's that extra level of integration between school and swimming, which it's really hard to find in other places. Coach Colin's been my coach since I first joined here. For the last 4 years, he's the head coach of the high performance swim team at BISP. And yeah, I think it's been absolutely amazing to have him for the last 4 years. I would say he's, out of all the coaches I've had in my life, which is a lot, he's known me the best out of all of them. And that really changes how the dynamic works between a coach and a swimmer, because he knows exactly what I need at what point in my training. When I'm in a solid training block, just trying to train as hard as possible, he knows exactly what I need to get me in shape. When I'm coming up to a competition and I need to be a little more fresh and ready to race fast, he knows exactly what I need then as well. And even more so than as a swimmer, he knows me very well as a person as well. So he knows how to handle me when I'm not feeling as well, and he also knows how, when to bring me down a bit when I'm being a bit too arrogant or anything. Yeah, he just, in fact, out of everyone who's non-family to me, he probably understands me the best as well. He's just spent so much time with me in the pool and outside. He just knows me inside out, and that's just amazing. One of the most memorable parts of my IB journey was the CAS project. I got together with a few friends of mine and we arranged the senior formal thing late in 2019, and that was a really great experience for all of us. That's something I'll always remember. Apart from that, I mean, yeah, it's just getting to do new subjects in IB, which I didn't get to do in IG. That's also been really fun, getting to try out some new stuff. It's helped me understand what I probably want to go ahead and do in uni. So I got to do some subjects in more depth here. And definitely for stuff like maths and econs, which I took in the higher level, I kind of figured out which ones I definitely want to pursue in university. And that's probably the best part about IB, that it allows you to take a higher level in some subjects to gain a deeper understanding. I've not really been to a school before that had an actual well-being program. And I think it's really beneficial here that we do have one, and that it's actually split apart into different segments, and each segment has a teacher and a couple of students really looking after the whole thing. So it's not just a big mush of different things and just trying to do whatever, but you have people trying to do very specific jobs. There's events, there's engage, relate, all that stuff. I think they all do a really good job of trying to improve BISP and just make it as good as it can possibly get. Coming from India, I'd only been to like I'd never been to an international school. This is the first international school I've been to, and before I came here, in fact, I had very limited exposure to non-Indians, to foreigners, and I think that's really helped me change as a person. I've gotten to see the world from different perspectives. Also, I've gotten to hear a lot about the different places around the world where all my friends have been to and where they come from. I think that's been really great to have, and just to have so many friends from all around the world, it's just really nice, because there's a great collection of ideas and stuff, and sometimes you have people that don't really agree with each other, but just the fact that it's an international school and that we've kind of grown up here, we're just a lot more open-minded than the average student would be, I think, and that just really helps in getting along with people and even later on in life. Yeah, definitely. I'm really happy that I chose to come to BISP. I don't know what my last 4 years would have been like if I decided not to apply for BISP. And when I did at the time, I didn't really think I was going to get in. So when I did, it was definitely a huge shock, and it was one of the happiest moments of my life. And yeah, I think I'm just really thankful to this place for having been so caring, and it's been everything I could have asked for the last 4 years, and it's really prepared me for the future. And I'll look back upon my time in this place, and it's been really memorable.